I'm dying right as the start of the stream. I did not realise I had this scheduled for the wrong time. Thank you for pointing that out in the chat. Hello there, Moonshoes. You did not miss it. This was meant to be, what did I mean to put? 18:59. I wanted it to be set for 6:59 because I thought that was really smart. We're streaming before 7 o'clock. I completely forgot that 6 p.m. isn't 16 o'clock and is 18 o'clock. So I have to remember that next time. Hello there, Grievous. Welcome. Yes, today we are going to be skipping over the ads. Don't want to watch none of my own ads. And looking at the Lego Star Wars magazine. That's right. I've got the next issue. It's been out for a couple of days now. But take a look at that. On the front, this magazine is provided by Brickheads and there'll be a sponsored video on the channel. But today we're going to have some fun with it because if any of you watched my Venomized Avengers video, which really proud of those minifigures, by the way. If you haven't seen them, we turn the Avengers into Venomized versions of themselves and you're going to have to watch it just to see the detail on them. It's insane. But more to the point, when we did that, I did have the Marvel magazine, which let me go grab it. I did have the Marvel magazine, and I didn't just cut out the poster as I usually do and stick it on the wall. Instead of that, what I did is cut out all of the minifigures and all of the characters from that magazine and added them to the poster. So this is our modified poster. If you check that video out, you'll see a before and after. And I loved it so much. We're going to be doing it again with Star Wars today, but I thought I'd stream it because it was 3 hours of me sat there mumbling to myself. And well, I did have something. I think I had music on, or I ended up watching something. But look how sick this is. I will be keeping this poster as well. I haven't yet decided if I want to keep this and make a collage of cut-out posters, have like a wall we can decorate, maybe line the top of the units up there, or if I want to give this away, maybe sell it, and give this up to grabs for one of you. I don't know, let me know throughout this stream if you'd consider buying something like this, and maybe we can do it every magazine. I'd have to like sign the bottom of it somewhere. I'd have to make it a one of one. Not just anyone can do this, but if you do have the Lego Star Wars, Marvel, Ninjago, City, DC, there are Minecraft magazines. You can do it with all of them. But before we begin, have we got... Thank you, Grievous. Have we got any news on the Star Wars sets for January? Glad you noticed the profile. I'd have forgot to have mentioned it otherwise. Yes, brand new profile picture for the next couple of months and brand new banner as well. Advertising Mock Ember, which is upon us. I am honestly so excited to bring Mock Ember to the channel. 25 days non-stop of mock builds. Let's get back into it. I feel like I've been slacking recently, especially when it comes to Star Wars. It's given me a new purpose in December. I'm not building these throughout December. Don't worry, December is jam-packed. I've built most of them by now, but I've still got so many to go. Mock Ember, for those of you that don't know, is It is what it sounds. It's mocks throughout December, but because we're doing it in December, Mock Ember is relating every day to the advent calendar. So day one, don't want to spoil any of the builds, but day one for the Star Wars advent is a specific minifigure, so that mock will relate to said figure. I think actually day one on like all the advents is always a minifigure. I don't know how true that is. It feels true, so maybe it is. But before we take a look at the magazine, let's have a little look. Have we got any news for Lego Star Wars 2026? News, not leaks. I know we've got a load of leaks. Ooh. Let me bring this up. Hold on a second. We don't have images. Oh no. 40777 gingerbread train ornament. It's a gift with purchase for $75 US. Probably a poly bag. I think we still do a Christmas poly bag that hasn't been revealed. I'd love for this to be a set though for $75, 190 pieces. Oh, it will be bigger than a poly bag, or it could be a pretty big size poly bag. Anyway, this is December 10th until stock lasts, or for the week. No news on Star Wars. That's crazy. We're getting so close. It's the 25th, a month till Christmas. Hey, no way, Vaughn, snap. it's a great magazine. And we also will be taking a look, if you've got any questions about any of the new sets, of course, had to bring out the Shock Trooper mech, which should be dark red. It should be dark red. I'm repping here, white and dark red. It should be dark red. I think this had so much potential. I will be doing a video on it. I won't talk too much on my thoughts that I'm going to include in that video. But if you've got any questions about the Shock Trooper mech, the Mando Speeder, or the polybag that we've built, the Mando Speeder and the Vader TIE Advance already have videos out there. I don't know why. I don't know why I didn't do one on the Shock Trooper mech. I think it's because I knew the next magazine was going to be the Shock Trooper, and now suddenly... Oh, where do we begin with this magazine? All right, tell you what, I'm going to do a video on the next couple of polybags because it's looking really good for 2026, but I will explain it towards the end. First off, let's bring it on screen. Oh, the mat's looking green today. I did give it a clean, so there should be no marks on it. What is... Oh, I've already spilt something on it. Right, well, we weren't going to be clean forever. Let's get the Shock Trooper built. The Shock Trooper minifigure does have a few improvements that I would like to make at some point. Mainly because I have my clone wall behind me, some of you know. Right there. There we go. Right there is the Shock Trooper underneath Fox. And Fox kind of stole the limelight. I would have loved the white boots on red legs for Fox. They did it for the Power Ranger. So... it's in Lego's arsenal. They have that element, red legs, white boots. But the Shock Trooper should be the opposite. The Shock Trooper should have red legs. And especially, it is a little expensive. The mech's pretty pricey. I'm quite happy with the Speeder, given the quality of build. But the mech is a little pricey for how regular it is, which is shocking. Actually, the magazines are expensive too. I don't know if you noticed this. How many of you would have spotted that little symbol down there? But £5.50. The magazines across the world are getting more expensive, and it's odd because not all the magazines are. I think the Darth Maul tin was only £5. Maybe that was £5.50 as well. I don't know. I remember being charged trying to be charged £7 for it. They weren't getting away with that. That was back when we were buying them. I think that was the Maul tin, one of the tins, but. The Shock Trooper mech, £5.50, it's a clone trooper. Do we think that they're probably upcharging because of the clone? Because of the army buildability. The army buildability of this Shock Trooper is definitely something that they'd weigh on their minds. Lego don't have much to do with the magazine. They only provide the polybag. So pricing is down to Immediate, who publish it in the UK, and Blue Ocean, who publish it in not just Germany, but I think Blue Ocean actually publish it in most European countries. Surprised they haven't expanded to America, but that's where Brickheads comes in handy. Any Americans that want the magazine, stay tuned for that video. You've also made a Christmas MTT. That's a great idea. I tell you what, a gingerbread droid army. Sign me up for that. I've had a little look through this already. So unlike the videos, I'm not going to go through and break down everything, but there's a few interesting parts of the magazine, just from a Star Wars Lego fan point of view. Any questions or suggestions? I don't think I've seen that before. I have quite a few questions about this magazine. I'm not sure if they'll be able to answer it. Landonis Calrissian. That's an old minifigure, and that is one that pops up throughout the comic. We do get two comics, don't we? There's a Clone Trooper one as well at some point. There we go. One that does relate to the figure. But Landonis pops up in this comic. And it's a minifigure that we haven't seen. I can tell you exactly how long. How long has it been since we've seen Landonis? When I found out Lando's name was Landonis, and we're speaking like a decade, more than a decade ago now, I called Lando Landonis every time I mentioned his name. Should bring that back. Calling him by his first name. All right, this Lando minifigure. I think this is the exact. Oh, you can't see it. This Lando minifigure that's totally on screen now is the one from the 2017 A-Wing. That was a good set. I think I have built this A-Wing Not on the channel, I don't think. I think I mocked it out because I had the pilot from one of the other A-Wings a few, I think it was like a year after or a few years before I got the pilot, and we got a few of the technicians with the Luke Skywalker that was in the Lego Star Wars magazine. When Bespin Luke came to the magazine, my store was struggling to get rid of them, which at the time, bearing in mind it was exclusive to the America exclusive, actually the USA exclusive. It was exclusive to the Vader versus Luke that was originally meant to be a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. Then the world went into lockdown and they just gave it out to the States, which was interesting. That was interesting. Right after Lego published that Star Wars won't be getting any region-locked exclusives. And Lego went back on their word straight away. Haven't done it since, though. Haven't done it since. And yeah, it wasn't very popular. So I got all the magazines at the end of their shelf life. And I might be doing the same with the Shock Trooper. Even though this is a few days late, and thanks to Brickheads for providing with a magazine, I haven't actually seen this anywhere. I don't think. I mean, I haven't been looking for it, but I don't think I've seen it. I don't think I have. So not only do we get Lando, I'd love that Lando figure, we've just found out that Greef Karga's head is a great modern day alternative for Lando. Honestly, Lando's from the Sarlacc pit. Probably a few people just selling him, trying to get back some of that cash. Chewie looks different. Why does Chewie, what does Chewie have on his forehead? Why is there a black mark? I don't know. I didn't realise that when I looked for it. Chewie's got a black mark on his forehead. Does he throw out the whole... Is that... Yeah, that's got to be a model issue because it's on the side there. Huh. Anyway, we get the Outrider in this comic. Where is it? We get a nice side-by-side with the Falcon. Okay, that will do. The Outrider, which was the alt build of the old Lego Star Destroyer. Midi-scale Home 1. That looks to be the midi-scale Tantive maybe, and the midi-scale Nebulon B frigate, but the Outrider is great to see in the comics. A lot of legends they pull on for this. Might have to cut them both out for the poster. Got yours from W.H. Smith's. Now it's called T.G. Jones. Ooh. I remember hearing earlier in the year that they were about to be bought out. Has that gone through? I haven't been in a W.H. Smith's for ages. The puzzles were quite fun. I didn't pen to paper any of them. I tend to work them out in my head. I think that's also a set. See if we can spot the sets. I tell you what, see if we can identify them. I suppose the X-Wings and the TIE Fighters could be any model. They seem to be the 2020 versions, but they could be the mashup versions or any modern day equivalent. I doubt any sets from next year are sneaking in, but I definitely want to pick up the Outrider as a Lego set at some point. And the dodgy mechanic, spoiler alert, from the first comic. Not only do they have Arc 170, a gunship. I'm trying to figure what that is. There's a hidden ship just to the side here. I think that's from the Arc 170. We don't get a better angle of it, do we? There's another ship just in the corner with it's like 4 windows as the cockpit. It's those domes that you see. I've seen them in character building quite a bit. But here's the poster. We're going to need the big screen for this. All right, this is what we're going to be modifying. There is 2 sides to this, but I think the serving clone troopers are probably the easiest side to pick. Oh, look. Wait. Oh, how lucky is that? I doubt Brickheads have done this on purpose, but I've got a magazine that wasn't... Look, you can see there are holes on it, but there's no tear connecting the holes. I've never had that before. The poster wasn't stapled in. There's holes. The staples it kind of looks like the poster's been pulled out, but the staples are unaffected. The staples are flat down. They have not been moved because they're impossible to flatten back down. It's like it's been hole punched and then it's just not... It's like it's grazed the poster. That's awesome. And then the other side is the AT-AT. This would look great alongside the UCS AT-AT, which is, I believe, what's pictured. Still believe it. I think that's the UCS one. And then the helmet. How lucky is that? That's crazy. Anyway, I'm going to put this to the side so we don't so we don't lose it and crumple it up. And look, it's our boy Max Rebo. Hey, Max Rebo in the mag. Da da da, bub da doody dum, shabba la boom. Oh no, he's gonna copyright strike this stream. That's it. Max Rebo's taking over. I missed this one. I was too busy staring at the poster earlier. What is the tune? It's mute the music system, but which switch was the right one again? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, and then they spell out. Yes, find out using the Orbesh alphabet and tick the mute switch. Was it 1, which is 3 letters, 2, which is 3 letters, 3, which is 5 letters, 4 is only 4 letters, and 5 is 5 letters. So I'm willing to bet it's either 3 or 5, and I've just realised that's the general notes. Hold on. That's not 5, that's 3. And looking at them, they match. We've just solved that. Piece of cake. That was a good set. The Arc 170. I'm keeping my eye out for any characters. We got Mando, we got the Quarren, we got Grogu, another polybag featured. That one was exclusive to the magazine with a bottle cap nose. Well, this is one of the 2-page spread games that actually could be quite fun. Palpatine belongs on that poster. Maybe we can get a load of tiny Coruscant Guard troopers. We can also cut out this guy from the polybag and add them to it. Just uploaded to the community. Awesome. I can now see that on PC. The clones and droids, they belong in comics. We need to get more of that. Coruscant Guard gunship as well. Would have been awesome if the mech was Coruscant Guard gunship based, but not this time round. And then the next set is the U-Wing, the next polybag to feature in the magazines, which I will also be picking up or receiving at some point. Yeah, the U-Wing looks really nice. It's got the cups as engines and the 1x3 clips as the wings. And I think Europe already have this U-Wing as well. So if you've got the parts, you can build it early. If not, feel free to wait until we pick it up on this channel. And I'll be able to show you how it's built. Tic-tac-toe. I don't want the ticks, the tacks, or the toes, but I do want that droid or Rex. It's got to be Rex. We can't pick a droid. We're going to have to cut some droids out of the comic because I really do want that droid. We could photocopy it, in all fairness, but yeah, I don't think I'm photocopying that. That's going to take some time. Let's get cutting. All right, before we get cutting, I want to check out the community. I've got to see this Christmas MTT, is it? youtube.com/@mastermouldie/community. In not as many buttons as I probably would have needed. Let me bring this up so that we all can see. I do need to advertise the community more than I already do. Oh wow, my ATST's popped up. Would you look at that? All right, we have a few new posts. Let me just make sure these are all cool to put up on stream. Can I sort by new? Is that? It is. Okay, I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. First up from Grievous. We will get to the Christmas MTT. I'm going to tease that a little bit. First up from Grievous, we have a stand for a replica claw built out of Lego. I had so many. Actually, I think I've still got some of those lights in the background. They are great for any enclosed units. If you have any units like that, I should get them out because I'll be able to stick them to the top, hide them in the shelves. They're great, the colourful ones. Love those. We had a display, can't remember how we split it, but it was like blue and red. So it must have been like light side, dark side. Love the red with the Jurassic Park theme in. And the base completely built out of Lego. That's awesome. I love the piece usage here of the new bendy figure element. I only have one of those. I wish it came to the pick and build. That one's sick, yes. Well done, Grievous. And there's more images. I always forget about the closer looks. I also like the replica claws. I think if space wasn't an option, my shelf would be filled with like mythosaur skulls, not replica based on like real life, like Star Wars mythosaur bones. That would be great. Oh yes, the Lego site went down Saturday. I still can't believe that. It went down for the members deals. There were a few good ones, and I understand people saving points. but it wasn't even a release day. That was crazy. And this game, I'm never trying it again. This game of pairs, every 15 seconds it refreshed. When that page refreshed in a second, my pairs were gone and it scrambled it. If it kept them the same, it would be all right. But it scrambled my pairs. Cheating, Lego were. Speaking of magazines, we've got the Captain America coming out, I think, in a few days' time in the UK. Not far behind in America. Most of Europe's already got it as well. Most of the mainland Europe. And we have built the Ultimate Captain America that still stands. I would still choose this. The Lego one's probably a bit more accurate. But yeah, this is definitely my preferred one. This is your Christmas MTT. You add more pictures when you can. All right, I will stay tuned. Can't wait to see those. Is that the CMF or is that the Nightmare Before Christmas? What top is that? There is a stocking on the other side and presents and a tree inside. Can't wait to see more of that. There's so much room, isn't there, in the back? Oh, look at that. You've got the lights from the, well, maybe not from, but the same lights as the 8080. That's cool. Actually, I've still got a few minifigures there from tomorrow's video. Little sneak peek. Stockings on the other side, a present and a tree inside. An MTT gingerbread carrier. Would have gone nuts, but Lego can't get away with giving us one droid. Maybe a gingerbread Ayla Secura or Bly. I don't know how I feel about that. The CMF lid. If I'm correct, I think it was a reindeer that come with the present. A few presents in there. Still waiting on the printed Amazon delivery box. That one's not arrived yet. It's been delayed. Thank you to everyone that is building and adding to the community tab, sorry. It was bang on with the reindeer. Let's get cutting. Whilst we are cutting this, I'm hoping that at any point tonight the Star Wars sets will just drop. And I've got to be careful as to not, first off, as to not cut the desk, but as to not ruin any other minifigures that might be on the other side. That's the sequel trilogy Falcon. I think I'll probably nick the Falcon and the Outride. Oh, look. That's a decent side-by-side. There was a better side-by-side later on, I thought. Let's see. There we go. That might be what I'm talking about. So we'll grab it from there. But I genuinely think, I say that a lot, I genuinely think, I do. I really enjoyed the mock-up of the poster with the Marvel one. I think I'll be doing this for the magazines going forward. Oh, so careful, and then just pop. That could have been a tragedy. Get all the tape off Han's hair, and then we'll come back to this section of the magazine. We'll work through it page by page, making sure not to stick to anything, which is always easier said than done, isn't it? It's going to stick to something, just make sure that something's not important. A recent Amazon order you received came with a box that said, "You can't tell what's inside by shaking." Yeah, I guess it's probably to stop people shaking it, but then if you shake it, it's Lego. Lego is like the one thing you can definitely tell what's inside just by shaking. For sure. My day's been alright. It's actually been pretty good. I spent most of it editing tomorrow's video, which I've finished. It's coming out tomorrow. I had to sort out a copyright strike, actually. First time being copyrighted by Lego for advertising something. I mean, it was for an advert, to be fair. One of the adverts playing in the background. But it's the first time being copyrighted by Lego for, you know, advertising Lego. It was weird. It was weird, but it was fair enough. You know, it was copyrighted material. But that's been sorted. It's ready to go. I'm tempted to even put it live after this stream, but I know most people are getting ready to sleep, ready for work in the morning by then. So I think I'm gonna make you, maybe what I can do, because I know there are a few members hanging around. What I can do is make it members first. Maybe give another 5 gifted at the end of the stream, and then keep it public when it goes live. That might be a good idea. Always shake test when possible. Yes, especially when you pick up a present Christmas Day and it starts to have that Lego sound and you know exactly, like, you don't know what set it is. I haven't got that good with the Lego that I can tell what. I guess the box gives away what size of a Lego set it is, but you know, just by the sound alone, I don't think I would be confident enough to guess the size of the Lego set. But you pick it up, it rattles a little, and you just know it's Lego. There's nothing else. You could have a bunch of plastic figures in a box. It would not sound like Lego. I don't know what it is. Also, I don't know why this ruler is catching on the knife. I thought this would help. It's hindering. We're going to be here all day at this point. Maybe by then they'll have the bag 36 of the UCS Death Star. Oh. How many bags is in that? Was it 40 or was that the slave one? I don't think the slave one went up to 40. UCS Death Star, that's definitely a build we've got to do at some point. I think if I don't build, we've spoken about next year's UCS set, I do want to build, get out of here, I do want to build the UCS N1 when that comes out in May. I would also like to build the UCS Razor Crest, but they're probably both going to be built next year. So 2027, if the UCS set doesn't tickle my fancy, I'd probably end up building the UCS Death Star. I think that's a solid 50 years of A New Hope. 50? Why does 50 seem small? 50 is a big number. The New Hope, that recent. Why do I think it's more than 50? I'm trying to age us already. Yeah, I'll probably go with the UCS Death Star. Hoping for a light box for filming and a 327th Battle Pack. 327th Battle Pack is now... It's one of the sets that come out, it was so expensive, and I kind of accepted never going to get it. But it's a decent price now, isn't it? It is at that regular battle pack, like a decent Christmas present price, rather than £35, $45, which is like sole Christmas present. Second box has bag 53. And that's only the first two boxes. So 76 and a half bags. 76 and a half bags would be like the non-numbered bag that comes with all the larger pieces. I imagine that's the half bag. I remember the Marvel one that the cover figure, when I cut out, who did we get with Marvel? Black Widow? I think it was Black Widow, was the hardest to cut out. So once this clones out, it should be smooth sailing. 70 odd bags is almost double the slave one, which it's nearly triple the price. Nearly triple the price for at least, well, bigger bags as well. Yeah, we can't be too hard on the Death Star. What a display piece. Actually, has anyone seen how many figures you can get on the UCS Death Star? How many you can fill it with? Because it comes with 20, but that's like sparingly through certain scenes. Some minifigures are reused for other scenes. I think someone should do that. Once you've got it built, pack it with figures. Because we fit... I'm trying to think of the record holder for the most amount of Clone Troopers we fit in the How Many Clone Troopers Fit series. Need to bring that back when I build the MTT. The MTT, hands down, is, even with a Juggernaut on the market, I think there's more room in the MTT for Clone Troopers. It does carry more droids in universe, but that is an odd thing to say from a Lego playset point of view. Oh, was that it? Also got a warning for apparent counterfeit. Oh, does sound good. Oh, I always worry when it pops that something's going to tear. The blasters are the worst. There we go. There's our Shock Trooper minifigure. Now I just got to know how many figs. We could go for Han. Yeah, there's no one on the other side here. I think Han might be a bit too big. A massive Han Solo head. I've been putting a few of the bigger heads aside. We got the Mando. We got... Do we have Captain America from the Marvel one? I'm going to do something with these heads. I just haven't decided yet what that is. Not sure how many, but the ones in the trash smasher are going to be a lot thinner. That's true. You could probably pile up quite a few of them there. If you get some stuck in the chute, pain to get out. That would add to the display. Do we go around? No, I don't think I'll go around the blaster. Well, I guess I'll just go the other way around the blaster. What was that? We're being haunted. There are ghosts in the Lego room, quite literally. Force ghosts. I think that's it. Oh, Ninjago ghosts. Ninjago ghosts as well. Something peaceful about cutting out these images. It's the equivalent of breaking down a set after building it. I don't think the builds are particularly stressful, but it's just the tranquility, fancy word, of breaking down a set, not having it's the lack of focus, because the lines are already drawn on this. I'm not trying to, build a mock or anything. Up, off with his head. Oh, did not like that corner. Don't think I cut that whatsoever. There's a little Darth Vader. Let's get Darth Vader as well. Maybe the Lego Star Wars logo. I don't think Darth Vader shows up anywhere else in the magazine, and I don't think Anakin does either. I think the noise was a Lego set, because you remember me putting a set that falls a lot. Oh, I tell you what. Yeah, I tell you what, it could have been. It could have been my amalgamation mech. That fell over. And we've got, the other thing's a bit of paper. The amalgamation mech, I think, is the only thing that can fall over. That was well remembered. A while ago we built that. And when I do show off the Shock Trooper mech, which I feel like I should move over here, spread them around a little, I will be adding that to the amalgamation mech. I'm thinking maybe I add the torso, because the torso, I think the torso kind of shows, torso or a leg. It will be between the torso and a leg, but the thing with the leg is it'd have to replace either Maul's or Vader's leg. Both of them have very black torsos, which would then be added in place of the leg. Eventually I will swap out the feet to be separate mechs. Maybe Maul's foot. I think Maul's foot, that works nicely. Let me bring it in. We got Boba's arm, the trooper arm. We got the X-Wing back that I'm keeping. And then Maul's foot is the most, like, you can tell that's from Maul's mech. I feel like you can tell. Vader's is just mostly black. Same with both these legs are mostly black. And I don't want that to spread to the torso, whereas the clone Shock Trooper does have those red pieces on the torso, also red on the legs though. We could have that light side, dark side combo, but then the torso would be black. I think the Shock Trooper mech torso works because it connects the top left side, and then we've got the black bottom. Is the Shock Trooper mech out yet? It's not. It's out January the 1st, but this is my build of it as the instructions would have it, with dark red instead of red, which I still think is the colour they should have used. I know it looks very close on camera, but I think dark red was the way to go. It changes it up a little bit, much like Vader had the dark red on his mech. it switches it up from just being the same color as the figure. But like the mech should be an extension of the character, not just a copy. Same with Ninjago. Ninjago don't just blow up the character. That's big figs. You just need to seat Chewie in the giant Chewbacca. No point making it out. There we go. Little Darth Vader. Or like revealed on the website. So as of the stream starting, no, it wasn't. I am going to keep checking as we go on in the video, because I'm hoping to take a look at them today. I feel like if not today, I don't know if Lego will announce on Black Friday. I think that's too chaotic. That's too much attention. Lego Black Friday can't handle what they've already got. They never can. Year after year, they can't handle what they've already got. So it wouldn't be smart Lego announcing it. I mean, I'm not calling them stupid. I'm just saying it wouldn't be smart if they announce it Black Friday. Maybe they don't think about it. So I think... See, the thing is, Black Friday runs into Cyber Monday. Are Lego really thinking they're not going to be popular? 28th, 29th, 30th, and then we're in December. They're not announcing it December. The only time they announce sets under a month to go is leading up to May 4th. With the popularity, they can handle it. January, Star Wars isn't as popular. It does dip a little bit. After Christmas, I think a lot of people are building sets after Christmas. You get more for Christmas than you do any time of the year. So, and you've got the sales. And then you've got Black Friday that you're building. All of that sort of stuff. So I think today, tomorrow, or Thursday, I'm busy tomorrow. But if they go live between today and Thursday, I will be streaming. I'll be back Thursday with a little Star Wars announcement. I'm hoping they go live tonight. I should be refreshing Star Wars, shouldn't I? Star Wars Lego page. Let's get it up. Just in case they do... Oh, that's the wrong theme. There's another one that I wanted. Accidentally typed in Star Trek. You couldn't see it. But yeah, I gotta be honest, don't I? Star Trek and Star Wars have been being confused for the last couple of weeks. So many times I've said the wrong one and had to reshoot that bit of the video. But nothing so far. No, the newest set is the UCS Death Star. And that rhymed. There is a few announcements from Lego. For Lego Star Wars, not from Lego, for Lego. But like I said, I'll talk a bit about those. Oh, you know what? We can talk about them now. Let's wait for the Star Wars sets, because if the Star Wars sets come out, I'll forget. So the magazine today comes with the Shock Trooper. Still haven't built it. We'll get around to it eventually. And the next one's the U-Wing. The one after is the Slave One. Little micro build of the Slave One, comes with some rare pieces. Beautiful build. And then, so this is November's. December's is like December 10th. The next one comes out, something like that. Literally 2 weeks time. And then early January we're getting the Slave One. Maybe even end of December. Depends how the rollover goes. And then end of January, start of February in the UK, or end of December, start of January for mainland Europe, we're getting the Clone Pilot. The Clone Pilot in a magazine. The Clone Pilot that comes in the V19 in a magazine. That's like even on sale, that's a 40 odd quid set. And that's coming in the Lego Star Wars magazine. It's a good time to be a fan of the Clone Troopers. Never before would we have. It's 6th year as well. 6th year they're doing this with Clone Troopers ever since 2020. So 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025, and now 2026. We're getting basically every Clone Trooper that's come in a set, besides the officers. Like we're talking legions. Every legion of Clone Trooper, every variation of Clone Trooper, even with the Shock Trooper rename, we've got both of them. The Clone Shock Trooper and the Coruscant Guard in the magazine. which I think is nuts. I think that's crazy. Where do we end up there? I think it's crazy how they're just giving us so many clones in the magazine. It's a problem for some people because you don't really see clone troopers getting picked up a lot in the magazine. The good thing with this, rather than being able to pick them up for, what did I say the magazine was? £5.50? Not many people are going to be picking it up for £5.50 because of the magazine. Most stores only have like 5 copies of each. Some get 2 shipments, but even then, it's 2 shipments of like 5-10 magazines. I think it's going to drop the price on Bricklink, and thanks to companies like Brickheads that are shipping out the magazine from the States to the States, so they don't have to pay any more for delivery. I think that's also going to then reduce the cost of these figures on the aftermarket, and people trying to compete with prices won't be getting, what's the Clone Pilot worth? Nearly a tenner? Yes, the Clone Pilot magazine, that's the January-ish one. A little early for some, a little later for others. But I'll have a video. As soon as it goes live, I'll have a video, and anyone in Europe or America, especially the States, will be able to order that. Lego stores don't sell magazine. They should sell the polybags, I think. I don't know why Lego themselves don't sell the paper. There could be a way for them to. I haven't thought that far yet. But yeah, keep an eye out for the video. If you're in the States, that's Brickheads. If you're in Europe, anywhere in Europe, in the UK, it's Immediate Publishing, and then in Germany, at least, it's Blue Ocean. Usually, you can pick them up in your local like newsagents, bookstores, wherever you find other magazines is where you'll find these ones. I cannot wait to get the Clone Pilot. That's, as soon as I saw that, I was over the moon, because the Shock Troopers come in a magazine. I think we've got another clone this year. What clone would it have been? What other sets have we got? But with the Shock Trooper from next year's mech, from January's mech, and then the Clone Pilot from the V19. There's a few other clones that came out in the same wave. It was August, right? In the Juggernaut, Nova Corps, and also I think Blue Ocean do make them. It's on the back. Blue Ocean make them, but Immediate published that. Yeah, so it's oh, I see. It's published by Blue Ocean. It's distributed by Immediate. I would show you the front cover, but I kind of cut that up. It's somewhere on the front there. I don't know about Chewie there. Oh wait, it's the blaster. This is going to be close. I might have to cut the blaster off this one. Let's get some Mando as well. They got a clickbait in this magazine with Vader, with Mando. Wait, no, does Mando show up when Grogu shows up? Sometimes it's Mando, sometimes they'll like whack Luke in there or try to get another character. But Juggernaut, Nova Corps, 2/12, that was the one. Thanks, Vaughn. 2/12 this year. We could get the Nova Corps in a magazine, and the Star Corps. Nova Corps is the Galactic Marines from the Juggernaut. Imagine a £140 set, $145, $150 set, and the Clone Troopers come in a magazine. It would be good because Bakara is still exclusive to the set, much like the 2/12. They've only recently come in the ATTE, but the fact they're in the magazine just means you get an extra one. Fun little magazine, an extra Clone Trooper. It's a win-win. I do think later on in the year we can expect to see the Star Corps, Nova Corps, Clone Troopers coming out. I think, if anything, the previous magazines have proved exactly that. That all the regular Legion Clone Troopers are eventually going to be in the magazine. I even think Windows Troopers. I think they were around the 2020 mark, maybe slightly before, slightly after. But I think even Windows Troopers were in the magazine. Like, if Windows Troopers that only come in that fairly affordable fighter tank were in a magazine or a book, I think everyone's going to be. 327th would be handy. And like I say, it's not just the magazine. People aren't going to be stockpiling the magazine. It's going to drop the prices on the aftermarket. People selling them from sets are then going to be selling them for less and less. And then you'll be able to pick up loads more online for cheaper. And it's great because these minifigures would be worth what, like fiver for a fig, which is not bad. A lot of money for clone building, you know, we'd rather them be at £1-2. But £5 is more manageable than £8, £10, £12. If you want to grab, what, 10 of them for £50, could you imagine a £50 set? That is, what is a £50 set retail? £50 set's the Tantive. We got 2 Rebels, 2 Troopers, Vader, and Antilles. Imagine that set with 10 Troopers in it. How crazy that would be. You wouldn't be able to pick that up. 10 Troopers in a set. Not even clone Troopers. 10 of any Troopers in a set for £50. You just wouldn't be able to. Be flying off the shelves. And if that happens with the Star Corps, the Nova Corps Troopers, I do think that could happen. Just realised the only clones to come out in sets this year were a form of Corps. Yeah, especially Phase 2. And then you end up with a Phase 1 pilot. At least we're getting Phase 1 clones again. Oh. At least we're getting Phase 1 clones again. I'm happy with that. There we go. Next year's 2026. So what anniversaries do we have? 2001, nothing. 2006, nothing. 2016 was Rogue One. No ones. 7 is A New Hope. Bang on is Empire, which is why we celebrated 45 years of Empire this year. Then 3. 2028 would be Revenge of the Sith. I think it's just Rogue One. Rogue One and maybe Mando. Was that 2021 or was that... I think that was 2021 for everyone but America. Pretty sure America got that early. When are we getting Phase 1 clones? That is the question. I've had a little look at purchasing Phase 1 helmets, actually, because, well, the Phase 1 helmets aren't cheap. That's the problem. If we got Phase 1 clone helmets, not even Phase 1 clones, if we got Phase 1 clones helmets, if they whacked a helmet in the V19, hid it in the build, then we could add that to the torso and legs of a Phase 2 clone, because the big change is the helmet. All the torsos are practically identical. I think I will just cut off the blaster of this clone. That way we can try and preserve Chewie and Han on the next page. Perfect. should just cut out every shock trooper. Like, does this guy count? Does this guy right at the bottom count? I think that is where Chewie and Han are. But Phase 1s are well and truly overdue. If we were to get a Phase 1 set, I think it would be a battle pack like the 332nd, 501st Specialist, that style. I wouldn't want to see any droids in it, because I also think the Phase 1 clone troopers weren't always fight. Like, we had episodes and arcs of them just policing Coruscant, maybe going up against, I guess the Cad Bane arcs always had some sort of droids in it, but they weren't always going up against droids. There were other threats early on in the Clone Wars before it just turned to all-out war, which is where it was going. There was no way they could have spun that any differently. The weapon on the shock trooper is awesome, isn't it? It's the element I use for a sniper, but it's not a sniper, if that makes sense. On the shock trooper, it looks like some sort of machine gun. Like, I could see that just powering through lasers, running out of battery in a couple of seconds. It looks powerful. Maybe it needs a camera piece on the end to look like Heavy's blaster. But Phase 1 clone troopers or ships. What ships would we want with a phase 1? I'd take a mini gunship or like some builds equivalent to that if they used modern pieces and used a few more pieces, not just, you know, a handful of big ones. We're looking at, we'd look at $14.99, $15.99, nearly $20, maybe a bit more with the prices from next year. So we'd want a sizable build. 4 phase 1s, maybe a heavy, preferably just 4 phase 1s with a few accessories. Maybe even a blister pack. I'm surprised with how well they sold. Lego don't bring them back. But again, it's all about playing the aftermarket. Lego, what piece would I use for a camera on the end? Let's see if I can find the element. Because I know Lego would go with a snot brick. But I'm thinking, oh, this element. This is the one. Like the Lego City camera. This one. Because you could get the blaster. Let's open the Shock Trooper. We'll come back to Han in a second. I can't believe it sat on the desk for so long. It's normally the first thing I do. Crack this open and then start looking at the magazine. Gotta be careful. No capes in here though. So not too careful. Let's see. Out you come. There it is. Hey, thought I missed a helmet. Could you imagine if we were missing a clone Shock Trooper helmet? Probably one of the more expensive parts. Blaster in hand. So where the hilt goes is probably where I'd place the camera element. That's our clone Shock Trooper. It says we can get the hand on the side, but I don't know if it's clipped in. Spin it up and see. Oh, you can. You can clip the blaster in the hand. Feels like a slightly different angle, but rather than the hilt on the end, I would whack something like... Oh, that's crazy. That might be a bit too big. Maybe we need a smaller blaster for it. Maybe a regular blaster. Or a pistol even. Or there's an element with a handle on it. What I'm thinking is get a regular blaster on it and you can put some vents on the side. That's how I'd build it. But then the scope's too far back. So we just need Lego to... I don't know how far you can put the turret through it. If you can put this all the way through. No, it gets stopped by something. No good the other way around, is it? Oh, maybe. Maybe that would work. We just need a nipple tile. There's got to be a better name for it, but if I say nipple tile, most of you probably know what one I'm thinking of. This one. If it was missing, you could replace it with black hair. Yeah, there's a few black hair pieces we can add to clones now. There we go. Add some vents on the side, and now it's a mental gun. I think that looks not half bad. Let's get a close up so you can actually see the difference. So that's Lego's with the clone Shock Trooper, and then mine's got the camera element on the front. There's something we've got to add to that camera element. You could add like a handle out the side. You know what it reminds me of though? It reminds me of the old Republic blaster that you get with the, not the clone trooper, I think it's Jason, something like that. You get with that clone trooper in the Republic fighter, the dark red ship. Definitely reminds me of that. But that's how I'd put together the blaster. A few more unique elements, maybe even flip it upside down so that you've got more of a flat edge along the top. And then the studs could add, you could add a clip to stand up the turret on the ground. Really just beefing it out at that point. Is it the same blaster? I feel like it should be the same blaster on there. I'll add a hilt to that after the stream. Keep my blaster around as well, just in case we need it. Any of these clones pop out and start swinging. Where did Han go? To get the hand on the side, another way I might prefer is to turn both hands so the slope part is facing forward. Oh, that's probably how you get it looking like that. Lego haven't done it, but you know, they are just renders at the end of the day. I'm not sure everything Lego do is a legal build. Yes, perfect. That's more like it. You've got the gun closer to the chest, which is what we want. Nice. It is quite funny seeing some of the renders. Lego have been on it more recently. I think what Lego must do so they don't get caught out, or maybe it's a designer choice, designer preference. Didn't we? Oh, we have the big head of Han. Don't have a little one. Is build it in person before rendering it. That way they can't get told, oh, that's not going to work. Same with sets. I guess they build it in person before getting the digital instructions, just to make sure it works. Otherwise, it's no good having a build that doesn't function. Been there, done that. Almost with the Rex Y-Wing. Very fragile engines. That was built with the 5 microfighters. It wasn't the easiest thing to build initially, but it helps even if it's just a segment of the build. Unless you're bearing any weight on a ship. I tell you what was also hard, the troop transport. I had to rework the doors when I was building that because they were too heavy initially and would just flop down anytime you nudge the ship at all. So I had to reinforce those with, I think I just added more clips. It's always an easy way to work it, but had I not built it in person, I wouldn't have known that. I don't think I got round to uploading those instructions though. Seems almost a waste to not cut out anything up there. We already have a Lando. Maybe we could come back for the Arc 170, but I think a Bat one comes up later as well. Got to remember, Arc 170 on the Lego logo. We didn't cut. Oh, we don't need the Lego logo. These are all Lego minifigures. Oh. So we've got Han, we've got Chewie. We need some ties. We've got the ships coming up. We don't have Leia. As long as we take one figure from each of these pages, that's a success in my eyes. I said last time about cutting with the grain. I've found it easier to cut away from the grain. Don't need to hum. Cutting with the grain pulls it in all sorts of places. Cutting away from the grain, it's like those Lego bricks with the patterns on them. Cutting away or across the grain, not away from the grain, you're still cutting down the grain. Cutting across the grain means you're cutting across the bumps. So it feels like a bumpy road, but it's not being pulled in a straight line. With the grain, we'll pull it in a wavy line. But really, I should just get one of those plastic mats that doesn't have any grain and would be a lot easier to work with. I'll invest in that eventually. Should have a little look in Black Friday deals. I mentioned it in the last stream. And let's have a little refresh. Any Lego Star Wars news? Come on. Come on. Oh, still no. Still nothing. Nada. I bet it's going to come out tomorrow. The one day I can't stream it is going to be the one day they come out with all of the sets. I'm calling that now. Always happens. If so, we'll go live Thursday. But the next planned stream is for Friday. I'll have a little look at some of the best Black Friday deals, and it's mainly not for a video or anything, but it's mainly so I can come back and compare them next year, because that's something that I really wish I did last year. And I did kind of cover some of the Black Friday deals, but I feel like I didn't cover it as well as I should have. Like, I just listed a few of them off. So if there's any Black Friday deals you see on Friday, be sure to bring them to the stream. It sounds like homework, doesn't it? Bring them to the stream and we'll take a look at them live. That way next year we can come back and see how many deals are actually really good and how many deals are just trying to trick us. Do we cut out that ship? I feel like that's too small. We've got to have our limits somewhere here. Again, might come back for a TIE fighter. But it looks like none of the TIE fighters actually survive. Is this the Outrider? No, that's the Falcon. And that's the Outrider. Automated guns. No, that doesn't beat. Wouldn't beat a Jedi in the seat. Might come pretty close. That's a nice X-Wing. I'm stealing that. Just like we had the different Black Widows, I might also take the young Solo from the next page. Add them to the poster. I've got to remember that it's Shock Trooper themed. We're going to have to stock up on our clones. And the good thing with this, if I don't decide to sell the posters, is I can take them from the previous poster to add to the next one. Which, when these get stocked up, I can start theming the posters. That's my plan for this. To keep the cutouts. And then start theming posters around movies, scenes. Maybe even just turn it straight into a comic book. Got all the art there. I wonder the next poster, because this poster was AT-AT and Shock Trooper. Next one's got to have a U-Wing themed poster. I wonder how they'll angle it. If they'll just do it pure U-Wing, or if we'll get Scarif, we'll get like a Rogue One theme, if we'll get Andor, or if they'll try and spin it to... I'll tell you what would be nice. The poster with all the ships. I've got to cut out all these ships now. All the ships from The Rise of Skywalker. The Citizens Fleet. That would be a cool poster. All brick built. I guess any spacey poster we could do that. Citizens Fleet would be a cool advent calendar thing. Rise of Skywalker's anniversary. We get a few, because they wouldn't have to do it just random. We'd have a Falcon mini build one day. We'd have the Ghost, the Tantive, because there was a Tantive there. I think the Tantive got destroyed, didn't it? I don't remember its fate. Maybe that was a sister ship. Also got the Star Destroyers. We've got the X-Wing and the TIE Fighter. They're on Exegol. We've got, not Citizens Fleet, but they're there. Said the Falcon. A-Wings? A-Wings, Y-Wings, B-Wings probably. We've got basically every ship you can think of. Way, success! Maybe even the Outrider. I think that was seen in it. So how many ships are we at? Because we'd need some minifigures with them. Maybe like an Age Wedge Antilles. If we don't get a ton of exclusive minifigures in next year's Advent, there's going to be questions. There's going to be questions. Oh, a Purgle. Definitely need one of those. Oh, please don't be anyone on the other side of the asteroid. Awesome. We still don't have the Falcon. Oh, the Falcon and the Outrider are there. I'm still in that asteroid. Don't need any of the Imperial carriers. I'm going to cut that out now, actually. I love the fact they use potatoes for asteroids in Empire Strikes Back. There was a shoe in there. Basically anything they could find to fill the space. Shrink it down, fill it with a load of asteroid-looking shapes, and you'll never know the difference. I don't know if the sound's picking up. There you go, nice little ASMR segment. Hopefully that picked up. Knowing this mic, it probably it either picked up on something else or was just straight up cutting it all out. I could see the mic. It wasn't the mic's fault. I could see the mic being picked up. I just don't know if it deleted it in post. There's our asteroid. Asteroid, X-Wing. That's a nice shot of the Outrider. And that might be bigger. That might be bigger than this one. Oh yeah, that's more straight on. Oh, but that's it looking forward. Do we have it of the Falcon? No, we might need to take this Falcon. I feel like it's better. Oh, hold on. We have that Falcon. Hopefully they don't collide. Keep plug on the other side. You think there are some figs in the new Advent? There are. We've had a little look at the value of the Advent. That was today's video, I think. And the exclusive figures that aren't brick built, we'll get to brick built ones in a second. We've got 3PO. The Jawa has the exclusive torso. 3PO is an exclusive combination. That still counts as an exclusive figure. Let's smooth this off. We've got the... Was it BB-8? It was BB-8. Snowman BB-8. That's an exclusive character as well. Okay, that might be it for brick built. No, there's a droid. There's a droid that's built and a secret droid that's given in parts. Both of those are exclusive. Those combinations haven't popped up anywhere else. And then we've got B2EMO, technically an exclusive minifigure. We've got the Christmas tree droid from Vader's transformation. That's an exclusive fig. This is going to be so thin. Please don't tear. I quite like the Christmas versions because we've got the Christmas mouse droid as well. I think that's exclusive. But Vader's transformation Christmas tree droid was a nice touch. I'm surprised this is working. I'll cut that off. I think the treadmill might have come in a set before. I don't remember the last time we got a set it could have come in. Probably the Tantive, like the 2017 Tantive. The Lego Star Wars Advent this year, I do genuinely believe. There you go, I said it again. I do believe that it's the best Advent we've got in a while. I mean, there's good figs. There's definitely better figs that we've got. Ones that I like more. I think the Vader actually from 2022, that Vader, and then the 3PO-R2 combo, that was a good year. But the all-around feel of this Advent is just going to be very hard to beat. All of the we got 18 minifigures across 17 days. That's crazy because of the one secret one. I mean, technically 18 across 20 days. And then they fill up the rest with weapon racks. Oh, it's going to be hard to cut. Chairs and and a yellow cup. But the fact they come together for Kajimi, that, you know, I don't think we've had a better Lego Star Wars Advent. I don't think we do. Even Harry Potter's been the best. Minecraft's been the best year. We didn't get a Marvel one this year, did we? Kind of missing out on that. But Marvel's been all over the place. They did Guardians, they did Spider-Man. They've been all over the place recently, so maybe a break for Marvel is a good idea. There's the droid from Ahsoka Starfighter. Yes, that's only come in one set. And BD-72 from the N1. That's exclusive to that set and then came in the Advent. I feel like the general vibe of the community is if it only came in one set and the Advent, it's still exclusive. I'm not going to begin to justify that. But that's the vibe I get from the community with previous Advents. So I think they're honorary mentions to the exclusive category. They're not exclusive, but they still feel it because they haven't come in a million sets. Missed opportunity for close body though. I don't know how many. I guess if you had the old Ahsoka droid, I don't know how many Ahsoka fans are gonna want to pick up the advent for that droid. It does seem an odd choice. With all the battle droids, you know what would have been cool? Mainly for C-3PO again, we got the Red Eye C-3PO, which is exclusive. If they gave us a... Oh, hold on. Why didn't they give us a commando droid with a Phase 1 helmet? Why didn't they give us a commando droid with a Phase 1 helmet? And then we could put the Phase 1 helmet on a Phase 2 torso. Oh, that would have been perfect. I'd have taken that over a B2. Actually, I'd have taken that over one of the B1s any day. Commando droid from Rookies, that arc. That would have been so fun. Yeah, the advents recently have always come with a clone and a droid besides this year. Is there a there isn't a clone. 3PO's not been cloned, Babu's not been cloned. Unless they clone an Anzellan in The Mandalorian, I don't know how we'd get there. Unless they clone an Anzellan. Technically, it's not come with any clones. Well, it came with a clone of Ahsoka's droid, of R7. No one wants a duplicate of that. Yeah, they want another commando droid, but how would we get the helmet? Yeah, the commando droid comes in the MTT, but where the Phase 1 helmet... I mean, Babu Frick isn't in production, but we can assume the Anzellans will be for next year. That's a brand new mould. They'd have to give us a new mould, or at least unarchive the old one, because we've got the clone pilot, which uses a different mould. And I don't think people would be happy if, role reversal, we got the clone pilot with the Phase 1 helmet. I don't think people would be happy if we got the Phase 1 helmet on the clone pilot mould. We'd be going backwards. If we do get, I think if we get Phase 1s throughout 2026, Clone Troopers at any point, I think they could have justified the advent, because, back to the exclusivity, the reason why the advent's selling so well this year is because of all of the exclusive parts. So many exclusive minifigures. They've used a lot of parts that aren't readily available as well. As of this stream, they're not in a load of sets. Right, let's get the Falcon. So they get away with... Well, they don't get away with the advent. The advent's a really good advent. But it is helped by the exclusivity of its parts. If they added a Phase 1 clone helmet that wouldn't be released till late next year, so many people would be buying that helmet. The price of the Phase 1 clone helmet would be nuts until it's in the magazine. I guess that's the thing. You could always look at it that way. Oh, Phase 1 clone helmet. If we get Phase 1 clones next year, then 2027 magazine. But I don't think people are willing to wait months, let alone an entire year and a bit for it. What is my opinion on Queso? I haven't watched any Queso streams. I just know there's a reference to him in one of the games. So it seems to be doing well. What was that? The water park simulator. Is there any Lego references in that game? Probably not. Probably not. The Phase 1 clone helmet, I guess it's just a missed opportunity. It's not like Clone Wars is still... It's a big thing, but it's not new. So any year we could get a commando droid. Like next year, because we've still got the MTT, it will probably retire into 2027. Don't want to jinx that. We could get... Oh yes, it's saved. Oh, that came so close to it. We could get the commando then with a Phase 1 helmet. Snip. So keep your eye out for that. Maybe even in a set. They could have hidden a Phase 1 clone helmet in the MTT for no reason. Cost them so much to make a brand new element with printing. At least we got Asaj's lightsabers back. Actually, that's an element that wasn't used in the Advent. There's a few droids that could use that. I'd even be happy getting that for Dooku. I know it's not the perfect piece, but if you add a stud to the end of it, I think it's a pretty good meet in the middle. It's better than a regular hilt for Dooku. The Asajj Ventress hilt with an element on the back. Just a hollowed out 1x1 stud would be perfect. And then they wouldn't have to go through, and maybe the set can be cheaper. They wouldn't have to go through the trouble of trying to find where they've saved that element. Lego have so many pieces. Let's hope their sorting system is better than mine. Falcon number 2. Commando droids in the new Galactic Marine Battle Pack. That would be an interesting. That would be an interesting decision, because I assume 2 Galactic Marines and 2 Commando droids would work for the smaller of battle packs. Similar, there was an ARC Trooper battle pack way back when that came with an ARC Trooper, a Scout, and 2 Commando droids. I feel like similar vibes, but for like $20, 16 odd quid. 18 quid. Is it 18 pound now for the smaller battle packs? I think January's is £18. Wow. It's double the price they used to be. Oh, that hurts. But at least we're getting some really good quality. We're not getting duplicate minifigures in them. That's something that we got to remember. When Lego was pumping out battle packs of Clone Troopers, the Clone Troopers, ooh. No, I kind of like the back of it. The Clone Troopers were readily available in nearly every set. Now battle packs are exclusively Clone Troopers, so they're not being able to put that money elsewhere. Get rid of that. Looks like a chunk of the display stands kept on. Still wish I built a ring around this home one for the Rogue One one. Maybe we'll rebuild it. As I said, next year's only the anniversary of Rogue One and Mando in Europe. Mad. I think it could work. The Galactic Marine Battle Pack would definitely have some Commando droids, because the Galactic Marines were only called into Myagito for the end in Revenge of the Sith. Before that, they were fighting on ground in Cato Neimoidia. It's been a while since I've touched that era of Star Wars. Surprised that still remember it. But they were where Plo Koon's forces were in the air. They were on the ground of that planet fighting on the bridges. And I feel like droids would just be too heavy to send a ton out. So we could get a Cato Neimoidia backdrop. Don't know how many of this has been covered, how much of this is covered in comics since. But we could get Cato Neimoidia with a few Galactic Marines and then a few Commando droids. Again, what would the vehicle... They'd have to do a battle pack sized 80... Oh, what's it called? The ship. The one that we all wanted. The one we wanted instead of the Juggernaut. They'd have to do a battle pack sized version of that. I don't see a battle pack going any other way. 2 Galactic Marines, 2 Commando droids, and you know what? 2 B1 battle droids. I feel like they're free. I feel like battle droids, B1 battle droids, you can add to any set and it doesn't go against the limit of minifigures. We'll take 2. Although if it doesn't go against the minifigures, add 20. Why not? Hello there, CJG. Welcome. We're just discussing our perfect Galactic Marines and Commando Droid Battle Pack. That was it. Galactic Marines and Commando Droid Battle Pack. What would you like to see in it? Whoa. That is a blast. That's actually 4 blasts. What is the number above the send button? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe that's to do with... It's not to do with the top fans, is it? The 1, 2, 3. I still don't fully get my head around that. I thought that was a mug. It's not. Not Leia. I'm not saying Leia's a mug. I thought Leia was holding a mug. Oh, look at that gunship. Look at that gunship. We've got to cut that out. Let's get us some of that. I feel like there's so many sets that LEGO have come out recently for Star Wars. We need smaller sets for Clone Wars. There's been a lot of gunships, juggernauts. This year, Juggernaut, MTT, V19 was crazy to drop all in August because I assume they're going to keep the momentum in the new year. They can't just drop that and then leave it for a while. That's not very good planning. They could have dropped one this year. So what? I mean, 501st, the 501st Specialist pack, that retired last year. It's still in some stores. So maybe there's a 501st pack on the way. Because we're getting 332nd. They also retired last year. And we're getting them in a January battle pack. Tell you what would be good. We're getting a load of sets based on like Clone Wars and some of the older material. The gunship could be a hint for next year. Gunship would be awesome from Attack of the Clones. I think Attack of the Clones, they'd save it for 2027. That'd be the 1 anniversary set. Imagine 50 years of A New Hope and the UCS set is a gunship or something. They've already done a UCS gunship. I'd like a UCS Sandcrawler or another Falcon. I think LEGO are within their rights to do another Falcon. They could do what they want, but I think everyone would accept another Falcon. Or Pentrarchy Arena. Or a Sandcrawler for the UCS set. And then a Pentrarchy Arena. The Geonosis Arena from Attack of the Clones. We're overdue a Pentrarchy Arena. There's been a few good ones. A few good mock builds using... Like the Sandman set. I saw someone turn the Sandman set into their Pentrarchy Arena. The one that came out this year. The Pentrarchy or Petrarchy? I can't remember now. But I want that set just to build the arena. I might try and part that out. How far did I get with this? All the way to the edge of the wing. And then they can celebrate A New Hope and Attack of the Clones at the same time, which I feel like LEGO struggle with. Star Wars have also celebrated this year 10 years of The Force Awakens. They've done so quietly, but there's been quite a bit of merch dropped. Oh, is that... No, it's not on the wing. I thought it was on the wing, but it had the bubbles there. Still never worked out what that was behind it. Could you imagine another Master Builders set? I know everyone's asking for Endor, but I'd take a Geonosis Master Builders. Might be a little unrealistic. Oh, we love unrealistic, because that means you're going really in. A small gunship! I think that's what I said first. There is art. I don't know who made it. In the battle pack. There was a battle pack. Let me find... I'll be able to bring this up. It was the one with Chiedi Mundi. Let's see if we can find this together. Chiedi Mundi, not the new one, which you can tell this is a new one because the legs are slightly wider. Hopefully I've got that the right way around. No! No! It was a 50-50! And I jumped on the wrong pane of glass. Alright. You can tell this is the old one because the legs are slightly wider. This is the battle pack I was talking about. Jedi and Clone Troopers battle pack. One of the most controversial battle packs because these Jedi aren't army builders. I think Chiedi Mundi slightly gets away with it because he's got the alien head mold, but it's still too unique. I think the Jedi they could have had. What Jedi could they have mass built? First off, brown robes, lovely. Dark blue. I think dark brown and light brown would have worked. Dark brown and light brown robes would have worked well. More Anakin style than Mundi. We don't need named Jedi. Jedi 1, Jedi 2, that would have do. We would have had the dark brown, light brown. I'm trying to think of aliens. Maybe like, I don't know, a lot of Jedi stand out as aliens. Maybe not aliens. Maybe regular heads. Maybe regular heads. Sassy Tin's headpiece stands out too much. Plo Koon wouldn't have worked. Coleman Treble wouldn't have worked. We just need some generic Jedi. That would have worked. We would have been able to amass an army. And that's the little gunship build that I was talking about, a bit better than that. Lego have come a long way since 2018. 2018. Wow. Look at that box art. For The Last Jedi. It was on everything. Could you imagine they come out with this today? People would be boycotting this until it goes on sale. Also in Lego Star Wars, imagine they made that one planet, they find the Zillo Beast. Oh, I would love to get the planet series back for buildable creatures. We get a Geonosis planet with the green beast. We get the Zillo Beast world with the Zillo Beast, brick built. Exegol, they tap into comics. Exegol with the giant octopus that Palpatine rides. I think Vader ends up... No, I'm not going to spoil that comic. I think Vader gets past it somehow. I don't think he defeats it. I think he just sneaks past it. Anyway, the Planet series would be a lovely line to bring back. No, not these ones. If I search Death Star, it's going to come up with all the figs from the new one, isn't it? No, this one. This is it. This is the Planet series. These giant domes. What are they called and how can I find the rest of them? Hemisphere 11 by 11. Only used for Star Wars, right? We got... That was Bespin. That looks... Oh, Yavin 4. They are named. That was Endor. That was Tatooine. That I don't think was Star... These two aren't Star Wars. The Death Star... Alderaan is... Oh, no, Naboo. Naboo, don't know what it says with Endor, with planet Endor. Oh, that's the forest moon of Endor. Was that planet Endor? That's the asteroid field from Empire. I think this one is Alderaan. It's slightly different to the others. Is this Endor with the B-wing? It is. That's the planet Endor. It would be just like this. Planet series was so cool. Yes. Am I on Java or Bedrock? I think the last time I played it was Java, but I probably have both of them. And then Coruscant and Hoth? Planet Hoth, yes. The icy world of Hoth. The Death Star is the only planet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The only planet out of both series to have the Death Star. Hello there, sword back. Hello there, Rebecca. Planet series was amazing. Thank you. A lot of people know it's in the new profile picture. Spent ages deciding that. Happy you like it. Right, back to cutting. We didn't do the... Oh, okay. Rebo has priority over any of those ships. Might even sneak a sneaky Jabba. What's happened to the light? Why is it not as... Or was it not as bright? Oh, it did not like that, did it? Okay, there we go. Whoa. That's just changed the green. Whatever that was, undo that. Not sure how I feel about that. The one next to Coruscant looks like the place where the clones were made. Camino. It did, didn't it? It did. With the, I think... Which one was that? That wasn't Alderaan. With white clouds. I don't know what planet this is. Oh, Camino. Spot on. It is Camino. Didn't realise I didn't name that one. This was one of my favourite Planet series builds, and I never built it. Never got around to building it. It doesn't look like it's too hard to build. We have done Planet Series 1. The only actual planet I didn't have was the Death Star, because this dome was impossible to get my hands on. If I just have a look, not bad. But look, £5 delivery for the dome ain't that bad. Look at a small parcel. $3.99 is pretty good. Oh, there's quite a few of them here. Any new condition though? Because all of mine I picked up. Oh, there you go, £10. Oh, I should revisit this just to get the Death Star dome. There was none available the first time. And Series 2, I never got any of them. We're looking at all the bottom ones, I think. Yavin, see if I can remember. Tatooine was Sebulba's Racer. Endor was the AT-ST. Bespin was the Cloud City car. Yavin 4. Don't remember Yavin 4. Naboo was the N1. It came with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then Yavin was... oh, the X-Wing. This is kind of more forgettable compared to the others. For Series 2, we got the TIE Bomber. Okay. I probably have the parts for that ship, including the printed dish that we didn't see on... actually, we're not even seeing on Vader's TIE Advance next year. That printed dish is kidnapped from the TIE, or piece-napped from the TIE Advance. We got the B-Wing. Do I have a B-Wing pilot? I don't know if I have a B-Wing pilot. I need to have a little look at that. We've got from Alderaan, the Tantive and Leia. Maybe like Antilles or a Rebel. Yeah, they went with a Rebel. Solid pick. Let's see if we can guess these. We know Kamino comes with the Delta. Coruscant with a Venator and a Clone Trooper. Oh, an Acclamator. So close. This is fun. Can they do another series just so we can guess them? And then with Hoth, we're looking at... they did an AT-ST for Endor. They've got to do an AT-AT with a AT-AT pilot. Snow Speeder, they went with the Rebels. This is the X-Wing equivalent. I've got most of the figures. I just need the dishes. They're not that bad. Hoth seems to be the most expensive. 20 quid. Not available. Ouch. You're looking at over £100. At least they have 2 in stock, but over £100 is crazy for the Hoth planet. Anyone want to donate on? Anyone want to donate a Hoth sphere? No problem, Vaughn. See you Friday for Black Friday deals. And hopefully, fingers crossed, the Lego Star Wars sets will be announced. Kamino is... that's a good one. That is a good one. That was a good, educated guess. Max Rebo is... yeah, this is the Max Rebo from the UCS Salvage, which is a slightly different shade to the old playset one. I don't remember why I didn't pick up Max Rebo. I feel like I would have even picked up the older one. Maybe that's... has that gone down? Let's have a look. Maximilian Rebo. What's Max Rebo's full name? What's Max Rebo's full name? Maximilian! Lucky guess. Honestly, lucky guess. Are they bunched? Oh, of Brick Owl. Different shade of blue. Pretty sure it's a different shade of blue. Similar to the Stitch ordeal. But that's fair because Brick Owl do bunch up a few minifigures. Look at that. Tell you what. One thing with the Jabba's Salvage UCS set that stopped me picking it up was how empty it looked with all the figures on. You can either half fill the interior or get them all on top. I don't have enough pirates and that to absolutely fill this, but if I get my hands on those figures and get my hands on an older Salvage that hasn't already cracked, I'd have to part this out. I'd have to use new non-brittle brown elements. That could be a fun build. Alright, I'm noting that for the new year. That has been noted. The Salvage, yeah, I don't know why I didn't build the old one when the new one came out. I love the katana, which is what Jabba named his Salvage. Even if it does look like a brown boot. I love the Lego brown boot. Odd thing to announce. I love Lego brown boots. Not to mention the Jabba figure that not only has arm printing on the new version, but also did way back when. That's a little detail I never noticed about Jabba the Hutt. Have I thought about getting or gotten any Star Wars Unlimited trading cards? I have often almost picked up a pack. I was really into the digital Star Wars trading cards a while back, a few years ago. After Star Wars Galactic Heroes, I got really into the Topps app, the Star Wars Topps trading cards, and didn't particularly buy many cards, but definitely loved the whole collecting aspect of it, especially because digital means I didn't need to keep them in person. I didn't need to make room for them. I could just collect. But no, I am not too interested in physical cards. Lego Star Wars, I would love to get my hands on a complete set through like booster packs. Not purchase a second-hand one, but just buy a ton of booster packs. But Series 1 and 2 were available in the UK before they stopped selling them. And even those are hard to get your hands on now, unsealed. The English versions go for a lot more than the rest. So I've looked at trying to collect the Spanish versions or the French versions or even the German versions, and I don't understand any words of German. Max Rebo is going to be our centerpiece for this poster with the size of him. What was this side? Oh, Ahsoka's ship. Let's save that before we forget, and then we'll go back to Jabba. But outside of the Lego Star Wars cards, we've got a few. We've got a Lego Captain Rex, a Lego, I think that was Cody, a 212th, and Vaughn. I think they're the Lego cards we have. Oh, and I also recently seen, you'll see it again in tomorrow's video, keep an eye out for, what were they called? I don't know if Star Wars is included, but there's Marvel cards that the company also do Doctor Who trading cards, and they're part of like a multiverse of trading cards. It's a big card collector's series at the minute, but the name has slipped my mind. It's like Magical Conquest, magical something, isn't it? Magic Conquest. Maybe it's not magical. It's magic something. Thank you, CJG. Oh, already cut that. Can't remember what it's called. I think I'm satisfied when I was younger. Back in my day, I collected a lot of the Doctor Who trading cards, Match Attacks as well. I almost completed my Match Attacks album. When would this have been? Probably around 2010. I had two of there were like the four rare ones, and then a really rare one, and I had two of the four rare. They were I want to say like 100 clubs or something like that. I can't remember what they called them. But Match Attacks had these four rare cards, one that was impossible to get, and then four cards that were like one in a few thousand, one in a few million maybe. And I had two of them and never completed the book. I think I had every other card because I would buy so many of the packs. But that was back when you could take them into school, trade them. I don't know how many people are trading cards or trading Lego minifigures. I feel like it's kind of fallen off with the digital age where you can sell them online and try to get a bit more for them. Or try to actually get any money. That would help towards it. But you used to take your spare cards into school and then trade with people that had other spares. It's not the Disney one, Lucaria. That one looks cool. I've seen how many. I've seen, especially the Disney crowds, People that want those cards go nuts for them. There's a few different Disney lines over the years, and all of them have been the same. I think I've accepted quite early on that those sort of collectibles are just out of my reach. I'm never going to be queuing up all night for a pack of booster cards at a Disney store. I'd do it at the Lego store. If Lego announced there was going to be a battle pack with 2 Galactic Marines, 2 Commandos, and like a mini gunship build, but it was only exclusive to the first so many people in store or that, I'd probably go to my nearest store just to pick, like, reasonable price. We're not talking £100 for it. Should we get Sally? Big Crumb? I think it's too small. Too small to cut out. Oh, but we got. Maybe we can bubble around it. Yeah, if it was like £20, I'd definitely queue up for it. I just think I had so much fun with trading cards. Same with Ninjago. And what else? There's another company that have come out with some Beyblade-like spinners. It might be Beyblade that just come out with a new line, but Ninjago have their spinners again. I would love to grab some of those, but I already played with the Ninjago spinners, Beyblades and that. And because I've already... It's kind of a been there, done that. I'd rather buy something that I haven't seen before. I should probably be buying a few more of the fun sets though. The Yoshi bike, the Mario Yoshi bike is still, was that this year or was that last year? Mario Kart. It feels like it was this year. One of the funnest sets. Oh, there's the Mando. Well, we already have Mando and that Mando's bigger. So I think we're going to keep that one. Sorry, Darksaber. And there's a few clones here. Any big ones? We needed a big clone in the back. Did we cut out the Arc 170? No, we didn't. Oh, okay, we'll take one of these. We'll keep the clone on the wing. But which one's the original? You'd learn to flip and try in the store. Oh, yes. Open the packets there and then till you get something good, and then that is always, that's something that I never got too into, the whole, not just profiting off it, because a lot of people flip the cards and then flip them for a profit. Not flip the cards, like try to turn a profit so that they can buy more. That'd be what I'd do. I'd just spend all the money on it. You end up pulling a, to put this into Lego terms, imagine getting the Qui-Gon Jinn minifigure in the Maul Scimitar, selling it for a couple hundred, and then straight away spending that 100 on, not the Maul Scimitar, you're not trying to game the system, but spending it on more Lego sets. That would 100% be what I would do. There are ways with cards though where you know what sort of cards you're getting. Similar to CMFs, it always used to be the way with a CMF. If you could get a new box, it'd be like every third minifigure. It's not the case now. They hide odd figures in the boxes, but we get the QR codes. QR codes is essentially weighted packs. Like you can see what's in it based on the weight. Foil cards always used. They're probably not weighed differently anymore. I assume cards are probably weighed close to the same, or at least packs without cards are probably weighted. They put in like an extra card. This card can be disposed just to weigh down the pack. But it was fun. CMFs, trading cards, even with a lot of like the Beyblades and some of the other toys were the mystery toys. You don't get many of them now. Funko have just outdone their mystery bitty pops. You now know what you're getting in a pack. And I do think, on one hand, for the people that aren't too into it, same with CMFs. Whenever someone's looking for a specific CMF and they're like, oh, I would pick it up, but I don't know which one, I always point them to the app. Because in my eyes, the more people that buy the CMFs, the more CMFs we're going to get. So if they want a specific CMF, I let them know so they can pick it up. And that way they're spending more money on Lego, and Lego thinks we want more, because I do. If there's a bad CMF, I just won't tell them about it. Game the system. If the battle pack came out, yes, if the battle pack came out, that's something that I see a lot with sets, and I'm happy it works because I'm the opposite. People buying sets, selling the minifigures to get, like mock builders, non-Star Wars sets you could pick up. Oh, that Han and Leia are better than the ones I've got before. Oh, Grogu goes over the arm of Leia. If we have to choose between Grogu and Leia, I'm choosing Grogu. Sorry, Leia. Yeah, selling the minifigures to get some money back on the sets. But I'm the opposite. I'd rather pick up the set for real cheap. The Ahsoka Duel on Peridia, I picked that up without minifigures because that was just so cheap. The minifigures were worth so much. Same with the Juggernaut. If you're not fussed about the minifigures or don't mind waiting until an eventual battle pack, however many years that may be, picking up the actual Juggernaut without figures is... I've seen it for like 30, 40 quid, that ballpark. And yeah, that was early days. People realised what the Juggernaut's worth and those deals are harder to come by. But they're out there. If you look and can wait long enough, you can get some really good Lego ships for a fraction of the price. Some of these sets are just absolute steals. Like, shouldn't be legal for it to be that cheap. There should be a ban on too cheap sets. Some sets are pretty valuable. Is there an app to check the... There is an app for the CMF, yeah. Don't use it because you like the surprise. I was questioning which CMFs I would pick up in January because I love a costume. And I have a few favourites of the new CMF, but I think that's what I need to do. I need to go in, pick up 1, 2, however many of the CMF I want to pick up and let it be a surprise because it's so much more fun. Even when I order them, I ordered some this year and last year from Lego. But when I ordered them, I scanned the QR code just to test it out, make sure it was working. So that kind of revealed it for me. Even though it was out of my control, I still feel like that kind of lessened the surprise. I think this year, maybe that's what I'll do. I'll order some. Because that's a good way of, even in stores, I might be tempted to have a little peek. Or if someone wants to know how the app works, you know, I'll want to show them. Maybe that's what I do. I order them online. Then I've got no choice. Also, because of the QR code, CMFs now are only worth like £3 out the gate, unless there's a really popular one like the Dungeons and Dragon Knight. I don't think the recent... What do they have after D&D? Spider-Man. Most of the Spider-Man figs are cheap. Miles Morales is probably one of the expensive ones. It does mean most people can pick them up for a little cheaper. A lot of the accessories get kept and they're worth then a bit more if no one's picking up the actual CMF, just the figures. Oh look, just on the blaster. Trying to collect the Knights of Ren, but only through bricks and minifigures. That's a fun challenge. Oh, I'd love to pick up the Knights of Ren because I didn't pick up a single one when they came out. I got all the sets without the Knights of Ren. I never thought of looking in that second-hand store. I'm going to keep my eye out for those. Because they're sequel figures, I feel like the Knights of Ren are pretty cheap in person. You know, online they're part of a collection, they're worth quite a bit. But on their own in person, I feel like you get some decent deals on them. That you won't be paying 20 odd quid a figure. Depends if they want to part with them or not. Knights of Ren, and there was another collection that I didn't have any. I can't think what that was. I tell you what, I don't have any of the classic clones. That'd be a fine addition to my collection. You know, the old early 2000s helmets with the visor missing out the front. It's a collector's piece. I don't think I'd ever use them in mocks, but it's something that would be nice on my clone wall. I've got a load of customs, a load of officials, hoping to get a few more customs next year, or at least to make a few customs. Fine, I'll do it myself. Or for LEGO to release a few more named clones. That's something they could sneak into a battle pack. I don't think we'll ever get like a Waxer, a Boyle, or an Apo in a set, but they could sneak a few different accessories, or in a more expensive set, even add a little helmet. I guess you could decal the helmets, because it's only the little marks that really separate those characters out from the rest. Palpatine is massive. All right, I am going to come back and cut out all of these clone troopers. Oh wow, there's so many. Look, next page, even more. You have one. Which one do you have out of interest? I do have a favorite Knight of Ren. I don't know how they're categorized. Let's go back. Knight of Ren and Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren. Does Kylo count as a Knight of Ren? Because if so, I have one. We've got Kuruk, Aplek, Vikral, Usha, Trajan, and Cardo. Which one was my favourite? Without their weapons, it's quite hard. I remember it based on the Funko. I have a few Funkos. I think it's the original Funkos, because they did the metallic looking ones that are real cheap. I mean, someone's selling the complete original lot for £600, whereas the metallic ones are going for 40 quid. Oh yes, it is. All right, my favorite is Vikral. Kuruk. Oh nice. That's a close second. I like the way this one's done with the hood. I'm sure people that would rather have got a unique mask probably don't, but 4 unique masks is nice. I think these two are my favorite, and then I like this helmet. But the unique head molds have to go above. £10 just for the mask. Look at that, £20, £15, 15, 20, 10, 6. Where did you come? In the Knight of Ren transport with the other guy. Wait a second. Where's the love for Cardo? This guy came in the same set. I guess it was one of the favourites. I guess you've got one of the favourites from it. Mad. I might get customs of the Knights. I might even do my own customs. I quite like the way this one's done. I think if I could get my hands on the legs, they're the hardest to make myself. Look at that. 62, 221, 271, maybe this leg. I'll need to settle on a leg that works for all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4 heads are covered. That's easy to do as custom. And then I could rework the torsos as I like. One looks like a covered pride torso. Hello there, Calvin. Thank you. I do have a new Calvin, a new profile picture. It's been a long night. Oh, a lot of clones. Can we get anything here? I want to still... Oh, that's my droid. That's my droid right there. That's my custom droid. Oh, nearly cut right through everything. That's my custom droid. With the arms half out and the legs separated. That's what I want from LEGO. If you haven't seen the video where I made a custom droid, you don't have to go back and watch it. What you do have to do, after this stream, look for the short. You know what? If you've seen it, you'll know what I'm talking about. The droid on the end of the cruise. I feel like I can't say any more without spoiling it. That's the custom droid that I'm talking about. Might be easier than finding the video. The video might be easier. This is my custom droid right here. I need a name for it. B1. It needs to start with BI. Anyone got any names starting with B and I? Let me know and you will name our custom droid. BI names. Or B lowercase l maybe? I think BI is probably easier to do. Hold on, wait. Wait. Are they dancing? The B1? This is definitely my custom B1. Are they dancing? Why does it look like this? Maybe it's like an explosion? I mean, they're throwing their blasters. I don't remember this. Where were the lights? Oh, I know. It was from the gunship, wasn't it? And they thought it was a disco. Perhaps looks like he's from an album cover. He does. That is an album cover. We should cut the posters into album covers. Oh, that's a great idea. All right, we've kind of gone through a lot of our clones. The blaster's cut off. It's cut off. I think it's the clones shooting down on themselves though. This dance party is officially over. All right, Mace Windu. This. Oh, I wanna get 3PO and R2 off there. Any gunships? I don't think we see any gunships on this side. Coruscant Guard gunships. No, we already have a regular gunship. I think that counts. And then we're on to our last page already. Oh. Boop boop. I'll keep 3PO's arm. I have found a new appreciation for 3PO. Made a few custom figs recently. I like the way 3PO's got so many different costumes. 3PO's such a unique character, but he always looks like 3PO. Anthony Daniels does a great job portraying him and the humor aspect as well. 3PO's humor is pretty much unmatched. Jar Jar's humor is also unmatched. 3PO is like the depressed droid, which everyone laughs at. And then, yeah, there's even the droid that shows up in Rebels was more like, that was a dramatic moment, as opposed to straight up depressed droid. 3PO's like, it's our lot in life to suffer. And it's funny because it's 3PO. Part of the personality, I guess, the way they build the character. But yeah, the minifigures, there's so much that we're getting from Lego for 3PO, with the odd arms, the odd legs, and the red eyes in the Advent, but there's still so much that they can do. So I don't want them slowing down anytime soon. Let's not mistake the Falcon light for the body of 3PO. And I think we cut it off there. So many more characters. There's the album cover. Wait a sec. 3PO, R2, and Max Rebo. Yes. Let's get Max Rebo in for the album cover. We've got the drummer. All right. If this is an album cover, who's playing what? I think Palps is the singer. 100% using that raspy Palpatine voice. Grogu is the label. No one wants Grogu as the label. And then 3PO. So many characters here. I think they might be too small. And we get the gunship. We get the gunship, yes. 3PO and R2. Best band ever. Name me a better band. What would 3PO... 3PO strikes me as a... Not like a... Not a guitarist, like a bass guitarist. 3PO strikes me as a bass guitarist, and R2 would just be, you know, hitting that guitar solo, Brian May style. I think I put them both on guitars. Whatever it is, it strikes me that they try to outperform each other. 3PO's definitely bass is cooler than lead. and R2's lead guitarist, isn't he? What a band that would be. Rebo on, I said Rebo on drums. Rebo does play the space piano, the Star Wars piano, not the harpsichord, not the banjo. Max Rebo plays the Red Bull Jet organ, also known as the Nalargon. That's what I was thinking of. The organ, not the Nalargon. I wouldn't have remembered that. Maybe I would have. R2 could play guitar whilst playing percussion. Yes. R2 not only plays guitar solos, but he plays it solo with one arm, just to prove how much better he is than 3PO on bass. That's R2-D2. And Chopper's crowd surfing. Chopper's part of the band, but he doesn't actually play an instrument. He's just constantly surfing the crowd. Chaotic as usual. That's something I'd like to see Lego do more with their Star Wars sets. I think they could be a bit more goofy, a bit more funny, because Lego Star Wars is taken very seriously by the community. Like, something happens with a Lego Star Wars set and it almost feels like it's life or death. But oh yeah, let's not fold it up. I might choose to adopt some of those. Almost feels like it's life or death. We're still the U-Wing from the next build. Stay tuned for that video. I should have that magazine fairly close to its release, so there might be a bonus stream in December. Ooh, we might be streaming after all. Similar thing to today, just a nice chill stream in a busy month. We get to talk about the Star Wars sets. They should be out by then. They should be. If the Star Wars sets aren't out by the 10th of December, I'm just going to ignore them for January. What Star Wars sets? Oh, but the battle pack. The battle pack. I can't ignore that. And the mech. Oh, the plans. The speeders. Cobb Vanth Speeder, I'm interested to see how it's built. Because if Cobb Vanth Speeder is just a blocky interior, if it's not a blocky interior, I think I'll be really interested. Optimistic thinking here. If it is a blocky interior, I feel like you'd probably be better trying to part out the old Anakin Pod Racer, given the engine's almost the exact same. And that would cost you a lot less than buying the new set. But the minifigures, Cad Bane, Cobb Vanth, I think they're the two figures rumoured. Would be nice to get a bonus third. Maybe the bartender from Mos Pelgo. Or maybe a little side build of Bacta. Maybe Todo. Welcome, Toto. I didn't pick up the Justifier. Oh, I thought we were missing an engine. We're not missing an engine. It's just not visible. So we only have the line. Anything on the back cover? We said Captain Rex, didn't we? Look at that minifigure rocking out. That's the torso from the Panda CMF. Recognise that. And finally, last but not least, Captain Rex. Definitely needed on our Shock Trooper. Oh, especially after what Fox did to Fives, after what the Coruscant Guard did to Ahsoka. Oh, Rex is going to have a word. We might not have got the battle droid. I feel like Rex is the enemy of the Coruscant Guard. And then Order 66 and them all turning, and then him like, oh, but what does he say in Season 7? There is something in there about how they're not his brothers anymore, or that there's an emotional moment that Rex has that's like, damn, they turn their back on him, he's turning his back on them real quick. I mean, it's definitely not out of the blue. It was out of the blue Order 66, but I mean Rex's unwavering loyalty to Ahsoka and more importantly the Jedi. That was nuts. Might even keep the tokens for my own game of tic-tac-toe. Don't need the board for that, but I think that is all for the magazine. Don't forget, next time, in a few weeks' time, we're getting the U-Wing in the LEGO Star Wars magazine. This build right here, just imagine that this is an actual Lego set, not a car, not a little paper cutout. And I will assemble this onto the poster for the magazine video. Stay tuned for that. I forgot to cut out the shock trooper. I'll do that as well for the video. Lando could host the concert. Oh yes, and he's like rented an Imperial place and he's in trouble with that. I'd love to see a comic of that. We could build our own. At some point we've got to build a comic with all these cardboard cutouts. They are going to accrue like crazy. Still never figured out what the black mark on Chewie's head was in the comic. Don't think we will, but thank you so much to hang in. Lovely conversations. We made a band. There's a title for this. Rex could have the shock trooper helmet, play the drums. Yes, Rex has got like some like droid heads or droid arms, and he's beating them on like Fox's helmet and everyone that's turned their back. Maybe even like the chest piece of Pong Krell. I like where that's going. Anyway, that's all for today because I'm a Celeb starts in a few minutes and I missed out on, was it yesterday's, day before? I can't remember now. So try not to miss out on too many of them. Thank you so much for hanging. I will see you either Friday or when the LEGO Star Wars sets get announced, which I'm hoping is like Thursday morning I wake up and then bang, there they are right on the screen. Either way, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, may the bricks be with you always.